Hey, I wanted to do a follow-up video on my TVS supercharger install. As you know, see from my last video, I went with a 710R Brent speed package. Kind of wanted to go over that a little bit and tell you the issues I've had with the supercharger and with the car in general. It's nothing major, just little things that I like to pass on. You know, you see a lot of racing, but not much, you know, issues or stuff like that. So, you know, first off, as you see here, I changed the throttle body from the stock one to the 67 millimeter or twin jet from VMP. The reason was I was having an issue about 6 months ago where it wouldn't idle right. It was either high or would cut off and, you know, throw a code, and what it ended up being was the throttle body. So I went ahead and changed that out. It was easy. It was that, but this was kind of expensive. I mean, it was like 400, I think, something like that. I can't remember, but they advertised 20 to 30 rear horsepower, and I believe it absolutely gets it. I was getting 635 rear horsepower before that, and I bet it gets around 650 now. But also things I've changed is I went with the VMP 79 millimeter pulley instead of the bigger one from the Brent speed. I mean, it's just a daily driver. If you're okay with the amount of power, Brent speed's perfect. But dealing with Justin and at VMP and all his products, I just absolutely love the setup I got. When I installed this, there's a wire that controls your fuel injectors and how much fuel goes into it and when they fire and all that. Well, this wire here, as you can see, I had to do a little patchwork on it because I didn't tie it up like I have it now, and it fell over on my headers down there and burnt in two, and that was a little bit of a pain in the ass to track down. What it does when that happens is it throws a fuse in here, and if you replace it, it keeps throwing it because it's grounded out. But anyway, easy fix, just hard to track down. I'm trying to stick with a stage 3 look. I have a GT500 grill on it. The problem with this grill is that it lets rocks get in. You see that? That hits my air cooler. And speaking of air cooler, that's another reason I would, if I could go back, I would have went with the VMP, because you get a better intercooler, bigger one. And then I live in New Orleans, so it gets hot, and I really wish that I had a little bit better intercooler. And plus, he gives you better injectors, so you can actually push up the car. Because if I go want more horsepower with going a smaller pulley, I got to get better injectors, and with Justin, he already gives that to you. So just moving around, you can see I try to keep the Roush theme. I like the Barrett Jackson color, so that's what I went with here. I had a hood stripe. I took it off because it oxidized. May put another one on. I'm thinking about selling this car, so I'm actually put it on there just to make it look good. So let's talk about tires. These, I had 255 35s on it before. These are 265 40s. I did went with that because of the ride height. It was too low with the 35 profile tires. This is stock springs. I have some lowering springs. I'm just too lazy to do it, to be honest with you. So here's where you're gonna have issues if you start putting the horsepower. It's the tires in the rear. So I have 373 gears, and the only way I can get this thing to hook is with these Mickey Thompson 305 35 R18s. Now these will hook it without a doubt. Problem is the rain. So you see I got the same rims. Well, I actually went ahead and bought another set of rims, and these are my tires I drive for when it's going to be raining out. These are Potenza 295 35 R18s. They're really good. I had Pilot Super Sport on them, and they're about the same as those. So if you're wondering about the daily driver of the tires, that's what I go with. As you can see, I'm trying to keep the stage 3 theme. I like it. So that's what I'm going with. I have a JB Offroad xpipe and Roush axle backs. One thing I'll tell you that I don't really like that JB Offroad xpipe because it doesn't fit well with existing exhaust, and it kind of pops I don't know if it's because it's got a small exhaust leak, but it pops when you shift gears when it's humid out, so that drives me nuts. But it's loud, so if you don't like loud, don't go with that either. As you see, I put some gauges in it. Also, I put a Sirius XM radio. I'll show you how I changed that around. I wanted to keep it as stock looking as possible. Let me find my keys. So I went with this setup here, and this is a touch screen air conditioning heater, and also my radio here. So that's what I went with. Pretty inexpensive. You can see I'm going with the Roush theme. It is telling me I have no gas. That's obvious, and I don't. And you see the tire pressure fault because I don't have my TPMS in my drag radials. This is my setup. One thing I'll tell you about this, depending on what's important to you, whether it be, I have fuel, air fuel ratio, and boost. You know, whatever's best for you to see here, and most important, I would put it in that order, because when you get on this thing, you don't have time to look over here. Just a quick glance. So that's huge if you want to pay attention to that. So before this phone shuts my video off, let me go ahead and crank it and give it a couple revs for you. My dogs will go nuts. But so let me get that. As you can see, I have my air fuel on the hood on. This thing's an absolute beast. But yeah, so that's my car, and feel free to ask questions. When my wife gets back with my other ride, I'll show you that. It's a Jeep SRT. All right, thanks.